and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be recording how to do a rainbow cut crease, but it's my kind of twist on a rainbow, so it's only going to be 3 colours. I hope you enjoy and thank you for watching. I know I look weird right now, but I promise there's a reason. The first thing I like to do before I put eyeshadow on is I put a concealer just underneath my brow line, and then I put an eyeshadow primer underneath and blend it all together. The concealer and primer I am using is Conceal and Hydrate by Makeup Revolution. And the primer I am using is the Morphe Eyelid Primer in translucent. I'm going to say it's not translucent, it actually does have a bit of a colour to it, but that's fine because the pigment in your eyeshadow will just go past that anyway. So I'm going to start off by putting the concealer underneath my eye. Now I like to do this quite slowly because if you rush it, sometimes it doesn't look. And then primer underneath. Really dab it in. You don't actually have to use eyeshadow primer, you can just use concealer, but I find that the Morphe eyeshadow palette helps colour pop, so that is why I am using it. And there we go. Right, the first shade I'm going to use is from my Morphe 35B palette. It is this one. Now I'm going to pack this into the inner corner of my eye. Like so. For the next shade I'm going to put this purple from my James Charles palette on. This colour. Now I'm going to do blue into this part. I only do it to this part because I know that's how it frames my eyes. The blue I'm using is from the James Charles palette. This shade here. Now I'm going to show you how to get from this to this. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blend a lighter pink into the inner corner where I've put the darker pink, and for that I'm going to be using a mix of, on the James Charles palette, these 2 shades. I'm going to just dab it in with my brush and then lightly go over the top. Now for the purple I'm going to be using a mix from the Morphe 35B palette, this shade, and the James Charles palette, this shade. I'm going to put the darker shade directly above it and then blend it out with the lighter shade from the 35B palette. And I'm just going to go in again with dark purple because it seems to have blended a bit too much, so just adding the colour again for definition. There we go. Make sure it's blended into the pink. And then for the blue, I am using the James Charles palette, and I'm using this shade. Now the key to this is you just have to keep blending. It can look the biggest mess in the world, but once you've blended it correctly, it looks amazing. Now once you've done that, as you can see, it still looks different from one side to the other. You get a clean blending brush and just blend over the top. And then what I do is I just keep going in with the colours until I'm happy with the colour payoff. Now it's time to cut the crease. I've already done one side because it's easier and quicker to just show you how to do it on the other side. The concealer that I'm using to cut the crease is the 24 Hour MAC Studio Fix Smooth Wear Concealer. I just put it on my hand because it's easier. And then what you want to do is, what I do is I cover the bottom of my lid first with a bigger concealer brush, like so. And then I look up, and I don't know if you can see, but it leaves a line on where to cut the crease. So now I'm going to use a smaller brush and carve. Then I'm going to put a thicker layer on top. Now I've accidentally put it too far on this side, so I will match it on the other side. Now you've cut the crease, I'm going to do this video a little bit different to the look that I originally did because I want to add some shimmer this time. So I'm going to be adding a pink, purple and blue shimmer over the top. They'll be very light iridescent, so I'm going to be using this shade from the 35B palette. It's a nice light pink shimmer, and I'm going to apply a flat brush into it, dab off the excess, and just start adding it in the corner. Now I do find with these shimmers you have to add quite a bit to get a good colour payoff. It's not as good as when you're just using the matte colours. It's very light, so definitely going to have to add a little bit of extra on top. And there's the pink shimmer on. I will clean up and add it closer to where I've lined the cut crease afterwards, but for now that's the pink. For the purple, I'm going to be using the Morphe 35B palette again, and I'm going to be using this light purple shimmer. I was thinking of using the darker one on the James Charles palette, but because I want them to be light, I decided to go for this one. So again, just add my flat brush, done, and then just dab it onto where you've cut the crease, trying to make sure you blend it into the pink. This one's definitely got a darker pigment, but that's fine because I will be adding more pink on before I'm finished. And there's the purple added, just add a little bit more on the top part. And there's the purple, and then for the blue I'm going to be using the James Charles palette, as it has got the lighter shade blue that I need. I'll be using this shade right here and just adding that into the corner. Well, it's definitely very pigmented compared to the 35B palette, so I'm going to have to just try and blend those colours in. So whilst I do that, I will then add the other side and then I'll be right back. Ta-da! Now I'm going to put my eyeliner on. So eyeliner is done. Now I will be back in a moment. Now I've done my whole face, it's time to shade underneath your eyes. Now to do that, you just use the shades you used at the start. So the pink, I apologise for any weird faces you might see, because getting under your eyes and not poking yourself is quite hard. Then you go in with the purple. Remember to blink. I've done this so many times that I've just not blinked while I've done under my eye and my eyes just start watering, so always blink. And then the dark blue. Now I had to use quite a lot to get it to stand out underneath on the other eye, so I'm just doing the same. And then what I did after that is I went in again with the colours. Just make sure it's like that. And now what I do is, most people just blend it, but I'm going to use a smudger. So I'm going to go with the colours that I used to blend on top of my original 3 colours. So the light pink, the light purple and the blue. So to do that, I'll just start off with the light pink. Now I try and wipe it off, some of it on my hand, so it doesn't give too much. Most people would just blend, but with a smudger I feel like I can just smudge it underneath. And then the purple, again wipe the excess off on my hand. And then the blue. Now the blue you want to try and blend into the colour that you used around it, like so. And then now I will finally use a clean blending brush and blend it all. And I'm just going to go in again with the blue because, as usual, that seems to have faded when I've blended it. And then blend again with a clean blending brush. And I will be right back to do the lashes. Lashes are done. Now all that's left is setting spray and highlighter, so back in a sec. I forgot to say that the lashes are Doll Beauty and they're in the style Eva. Now I'm going to set my face with Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray. So right, so now I'm going to do highlight, and the highlighter I am using is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Platinum Ice palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Ice Cold, which is this one. I'm going to be using a fluffy brush, a small one, so I can really get it onto my cheekbones, and then I'll be using an even smaller brush to get it on my eyebrow bone and the inner corner. You really don't need a lot, as you can see. It just goes on so lush. And do my top of my lip, nose, and now it's time to do my brow bone and my inner corner. Right, I'm going to be using a Morphe brush. It's the M213. I just realised I haven't been saying what brushes I've been using, but oops. So I'm going to use this, and it's going to go here, here, and inside the corner of my eyes. And I'll be using Ice Cold again. I'll probably put a bit too much on there, and then I'm just going to lightly brush it over where there's space. Don't want too much. I'm not sure if I can pick it up on the camera or not on my eye. I might just add a little bit more. I'm not going to put any more on because obviously I'm going to end up looking a bit silly. So there's that on the top, and then the inner corners. You can also do the inner corners with like a pink, but I'm using this because I want it to be a little bit more subtle. And yeah, this is the finished look. Okay, let's get it zoomed in so you can see. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. All that's left is lipstick, which I will be putting on in a second, so I'll be back in a moment. I found my lipstick. I had to go searching in my handbag, which has got hundreds of lipsticks in apparently. I am going to be using a nude because I think there's so much going on up here that this is where I want the main focus. So I'm going to be using Jeffree Star Baby Daddy. And I'm just going to apply it on my lips. Now, I'm not going to lie, I like to overline a little bit because I wasn't blessed with big juicy lips and I'm not paying for lip fillers. So I overline, only the top though, not the bottom. I'm quite happy with the fullness of my bottom lip. And now I'm going to do my top lip. Just overlining. I really only overline on the corners because I find that's where I have the least lip. But yeah, I'm happy with the lipstick. Just gonna apply all my layer. There we go. I'm done. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a like. And thank you. Bye.